Hi, we're here in Nature's Newsroom at COP26. I'm Owen Gaffney and I am here with JoJo Mehta. JoJo is the Executive Director of Stop Ecocide International. Welcome to the show.
Thanks, Owen.
So why are you here at COP26?
We believe that the discussions that are going on here are all ways of kind of playing the same game better. And while there have been things that have been positive, it's nonetheless keeping us crawling in a direction we should be sprinting in. We feel there should be actually a hard stop for the destruction of nature, and so our initiative is gathering global support for making ecocide an international crime alongside genocide, war crimes, and crimes against humanity.
So what is ecocide? How do you define it?
Well, a definition has actually emerged this year from a legal panel of 12 lawyers from all around the world. And the definition is actually very concise. I can say it right now. Ecocide means unlawful or wanton acts committed with knowledge that there is a substantial likelihood of severe and either widespread or long-term damage to the environment being caused by those acts.
So, and how was that definition, how did that emerge?
Interestingly, I mean, there have been working definitions of ecocide in the past, including one for Polly Higgins, with whom I co-founded this initiative back in 2017. But in this case, it was in response to political appetite. Swedish parliamentarians approached us last year and said, could you commission a definition that we could practically present to our government that they could actually propose at the International Criminal Court? So something that's politically practical and legally robust. And as a result of that, we were able to attract some top international legal talent from all around the world to draft this definition over the early months of this year.
So how has it been received, and what's the likelihood of this definition actually, I don't know, gaining some sort of foothold within the International Court of Human Rights?
It's actually the International Criminal Court, which is very important because the ICC is the only global mechanism that directly accesses the criminal justice systems of its member states. So if you ratify a crime there, you have to include it in your own domestic legislation. And that's very important. It makes it an effective and an efficient way to create a new ground rule across jurisdictions. And the definition's been received really well. It's been a really significant milestone. And you know, while there's been some debate in legal or academic circles about this little detail or that little detail, actually when it's presented to politicians, you know, they look at that and they go, yeah, I can see that that should be a crime. You know, there's a kind of acceptance that this is actually a very balanced definition. It's between protecting from the worst harms, but also acknowledging with that second threshold of acts being unlawful or wanton, effectively acknowledging that there is an existing body of law and that it's different from jurisdiction to jurisdiction. So this is a kind of dynamic way of acknowledging that and moving with it.
So here we are at COP26. The climate negotiations are underway, coming to a close. What do you want to get out of this? How should they be thinking about ecocide and incorporating that into the UNFCCC process?
Effectively, this is a kind of, it's almost a parallel strand that we believe needs to be acknowledged because, you know, at the moment, you know, the Paris Agreement, of course, is remarkable for its, you know, the fact that so many countries have actually managed to come together and agree something. But it's not binding. Now, you know, until we start playing the game differently, in other words, until we change the rules, we're not really going to see those changes in behavior that we need. Now, I mean, investors, insurers, CEOs, policymakers, everybody knows that really profound change is needed. But unless there is a kind of a guardrail or a parameter to really, you know, push that in the right direction, it's difficult to see how that's going to happen.
JoJo Mehta, thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you very much.